Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I'll be teaching how I made this Milkmaid dress step by step. So please don't forget to like, subscribe for more videos. Thank you.
So right here, I've already drafted out like the width and indent. So for the width, how you go about it, you divide your bust round by 4 and add extra 3 inches, and for the indent, you use your half length plus half inches. So what I'm doing here, I'm getting my shoulder length. So for my shoulder length, I have 7 inches and I'll be coming down from my shoulder length by 1.5 inches. And I'll mark my neck width, which is 3 inches, and I'll go ahead to slant with my pattern ruler.
So after slanting, the next thing I want to do is to mark my chest line. So for the chest line is 7 inches, but I marked from that top point, which is 8.5 inches, which is 7 inches plus 1.5 inches. Then I'll connect it as I've done like this. Then I'll get the midpoint and come out by 3/4 of an inch for my armhole. So after that, I'll connect with my pattern ruler and also go ahead to connect to my armhole. So after this, the next thing I want to do is to mark my vertical measurement. So I'll go ahead to use my tape rule to measure from the starting point to my bust point and my under bust. Then I will use my pattern ruler to connect it. So for me, my bust point is about 10.5 inches and my under bust is 13.5 inches. So then I'm marking my bust span. For my bust span, I like using 4 inches. So I'll go ahead to mark from the bust point to the half length and connect with my straight ruler. After which I'll go to connect everything with a horizontal line like this. So after now, from my bust point, I'll be marking, sorry, from the side, I'll be marking my side dart, which is about 1.5 inches. So to get your side dart, the side dart is the difference between your front and your back length. So which I've connected to my bust point. Then for the waist dart, I'll go in by 0.75 inches. You could do 0.5 inches. Then I'll connect to my bust point. Then after which I'll go to measure my bust round on my chest line and my waist round. So for my waist round, my waist round divided by 4 plus 1.5 inches, which is the dart intake, and after which I will go ahead to connect it. So for the center front, I'll be coming up by 1.5 inches. So you could either do 2 inches or 1.5. It depends on preference or how you want your curve to be. So after this, I will just go ahead to connect with my pattern ruler to my dart leg. So I measure what I have from my center front to my first dart leg. So I'll use that to measure what to the side front and go ahead to connect with my pattern ruler. But before doing that, you want to close your side dart, so that you get it perfectly well. So that's what I'll do. So I think I'll be using a paper tape to help aid in closing it. Then after closing it, I will just go ahead, mark what I have and connect with my pattern ruler. So after closing, you measure from your center front to your side dart, to the front dart, and also what you have there, you go ahead to measure it back and use your pattern ruler to connect it. So my chest line is serving as where my top will start from. So that's why I went ahead to use my pattern ruler to connect it straight. So right here, I think we have our top ready, our front pattern ready. So what I will do now, I just want to confirm my measurements, and that is that our front pattern is ready, and the next thing we want to do is to cut out. So just carefully watch how I cut this. So I think it's a bit tricky here. So this is our back pattern, and I had already gone ahead to draft out some of the measurement. Also, my back length, which was 14.5 inches, and shoulder length 7 inches, and also came down by 1.5 inches for the shoulder slant. And my chest line was 7 inches, and my bust round 9 inches. Everything is same thing with the front. So what I want to do now is to go in from the center back by half inches, which will help us to avoid board and zipper bulge. And from this half inches that I mark, I will go ahead to mark my bust span measurement, which will help serve as a guide for the back waist dart. So for the waist dart, I'll be going in by 0.75 inches, and I will also go ahead to mark my bust point and use my pattern ruler to connect, and also connect the dart leg. So after this, I will go in, use my pattern ruler to slant for the zipper bulge, and for the chest line too, I'll also connect for this is where our back length will be starting from. So that is that for the back. I'll just go ahead to cut out. The back is simple and just straightforward. So our back is ready. So for this part is where the fullness for the front to be. So what I want to do now is to slash and spread to achieve my fullness. So I'll just like use my pattern ruler to draw straight line. For me, I'll be drawing multiple lines so that I can spread as much as I want to spread. So after drawing these lines on it, I will use my scissors to cut them out on a wider pattern paper so that I can be able to spread. So you want to get a wider pattern paper to spread on it. So I'll place this on my pattern paper, then use my scissors to cut round. So I'm drawing a straight line so that for the placement, so that I don't misplace it while one coming up, the other one coming down. So I'll just go ahead to cut these lines. So it's advisable you number the lines so that you don't make mistake while cutting out. So after numbering and cutting out, you just place it. You could give them a gap of 3 inches. It depends on how wide you want yours to be, or 2 inches. Me, why I'm saying 2 inches or 3 inches is because of I cut mine plenty. But if you cut maybe into 4 or 5 places, you could just give maybe 5 or so. Or 5 might be more, but I just wanted mine to be very full. So I think I gave mine 1 inches gap, because of I slashed it into plenty places. So after this, after successfully slashing, what I will just do is to use my marker to draw it out. So as you can see, I use my tape to make it stable. So I'll just cut out. So before cutting out, I'll just have to like trace it out. And while slashing, you could see my slashing was not that even. I did some part 1 inch, some 1.5, some 2 inches, and so you could just like slash as much as you can. So the most important thing is just for it to be wider. And after tracing out like this now, I'll just go ahead to cut it out. So just as you can see. So for the fillet part, I'll be explaining with this pattern paper, because if I intend to explain with the fabric, this thing will not cover. So as you can see here, we'll be folding it as a bias cutting, but your fabric should be on fold first, and on the top part you mark your waistline. So your waistline, the waist measurement divided by 4 inches is what you measured here round. And then from the waist measurement, you come down to your gown length, dependent on how long you want the gown to be, and you just go ahead to curve it just as I have done like this. Then outside there, which is the other part, it will be the back. So you just have to come in by 1 inch for zipper allowance. So let me see if I can zoom this for a better view. So this is how to go about it. You just get your waist measurement round, then you measure the length, then at the other part you come out by 1 inches for zip allowance, and then you go ahead to cover it and your skirt is ready. So this is what it should look like, a bias cutting, and then you measure the length, the waist, and then the skirt is ready. So this is my front part. So if you are using a fabric that is not stretchy, while folding your front part, you add half inches allowance. But because my fabric is stretchy, so I'll be folding my front part just and the waist measurement just as it is, just with the measurement that I have. So what I'm trying to do here is that my front has a front slit. My gown has a front slit, sorry. So if you want to put slit on yours, you could follow this method. Why? If you don't want it to skip. So for the front slit, so what I'll be doing is that after folding my front into two, I'll want to go ahead to fold it again into four. But because this is like, is not that this, how will I put it now? Because it's not straight, you could see that while folding it is not looking all that straight. So I'll just go ahead to use my waist as a guide and ensure it aligns well at the waist part and fold it into 4 inches. As you could see, I think I was just trying to see how I could fold it in a way that I will get it where, like, because of this. Oh. So you can also follow this method that I followed. So after putting into two, I went ahead to put it into four. Then I'll just want to drop one part, which is this other side. Okay, I'm not when why I'm dropping, I'm not going to drop the two parts. So while folding, if you notice, I came in a little bit by half inches because of the joining. So after coming just a little bit, and that's that. So I'll then go ahead to cut it out. Just that other part. I'll just go ahead and cut it out. So after that, I want to fold this in and close them by half inches for the front part. So why folding? Why sewing? You stop where you want your slit to stop at. So you measure where you want your slit to stop at, and while joining the two front sides, you stop there. So after that, I want to come in and fold this other part by quarter inches in. I'll just fold it very tiny. So I'll just go to my sewing machine now and do that for both sides. I've gone ahead to cut out my up part to fabric. So I added 1 inches to the length, and for the this for the back, I added 1 inches for the zip and half inches round.